Occasionally we'll get a new product out, and that new product will be completely different than the product before it. Everything will have changed. Its look, its feel, even its functionality will be different than what we've had before. And then occasionally we'll get a product like this. This is the Sofabaton X1S, where it looks identical to the one before, yet its functionality is just a little bit different and hopefully is upgraded so that you will get more benefits out of it. So this is a Sofabaton X1S. I've been using it for a few weeks now, and I wanted to really use it so that I could tell you what the benefits are for getting it over the X1, if it's as good as something like the old Harmony that a lot of people liked, and just in general, what my thoughts are on it. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with the Sofabaton remote control, it's a remote control that takes all of your remotes and sticks them right onto this remote control. Now, if that's all it did, that would be pretty amazing, but that's not all it does. It actually also creates activities. And by the press of one button, it will turn on all of your devices within that activity and get everything set up for you so that anyone could use your system at any time. Now, it does this by using an app. Now, this app is on your phone or a tablet. So when you get your Sofabaton remote control, you're gonna go ahead and download that app. And the first thing you're gonna do is add all of your devices. Now, they have changed the UI significantly from when the Sofabaton first came out. One of the biggest complaints about Sofabaton X1 when it was first arrived on the scene was that the UI for the app was a problem. People did not like to use it. Honestly, it wasn't as easy to use as something like the Harmony was. All of those issues, I believe, have been resolved. The app is much more fluid and easy to add your device. You literally just go to devices, add the device, and search for your manufacturer and then your model number. And then you'll select it, and all of your codes will then be downloaded from the internet straight onto your remote control. Now, the cool thing about this is because they have access, or someone has had access to your original remote control at one point in time, you don't lose any of the buttons on your original remote control. They all get downloaded into this. So after you've added all of your devices, then you'll select on activities. Now, activities is where you put your devices in groups. So for example, if I wanted to watch a 3D movie, I would select the devices that I use when I watch 3D, such as my projector, my surround sound receiver, and of course, what I use to get 3D to the projector. Then it walks me through, just asking me what input everything is on and whether I want that device to be turned on or off at the end. It's really that simple. In a matter of minutes, you have that activity already set up. Now, the thing that I really appreciate about Sofabaton is that it sets up the buttons for you already, meaning like your main buttons like volume up and down, they know is going to be your surround sound receiver, although you could change that very easily within the app. And then the navigation buttons, they know would be with your 3D device or whatever. Now you can do this for watching a game, watching an NVIDIA Shield or a Roku or whatever your activities are, you can set them all up on this remote control. The remote control itself, you'll notice there is no IR on it or anything of that nature. And that's because all of it gets sent to a hub, and this hub then blasts out the signal. Now, it works with a Bluetooth remote control, IR remote controls, and some Wi-Fi devices. So really, it should work with pretty much all devices that you have. Now, if you're still using some of the older RF remote controls, it will not do the RF remote controls, so something to keep in mind. So when I got this, I was a little disappointed because it looks exactly like the X1. Now, when I pick it up, I did notice that the screen does auto turn on. X1, you do have to press a button, and that is something that people have asked for. The screen has been upgraded. It's a much sharper image now and brighter white, but the layout is exactly the same. And this is one thing that I feel like a lot of people didn't really enjoy about the X1 is the layout of the keys. Most of the keys that you're going to use most often are on the bottom. And if you're going to have a big LCD screen at the top, it would be nice if it was touchscreen. Unfortunately, this is not the case. Instead, you navigate with this roller ball, which is conveniently located. And honestly, I don't have a problem using that. I just wish with the upgrade, we would have been able to see at least a touchscreen or a different layout of the remote control. Now, the good thing about it is you don't have to use this remote control. Since everything gets sent out via the hub, you can use your phone or a tablet and use the app that you already added the devices to. On this particular app, you can use this as the remote control. So if you have a tablet in your theater room, this can actually be set up to control your entire theater. And the great thing about that is if you ever lose this remote control, or heck, if it ever gets broken, you can still use and navigate your system. You can still add devices, you can still add activities, you can still edit everything. You can just use your phone instead. And that's where things get really cool. I actually have 3 of these in my house. I have the X1S in the theater room. I have an X1 in my kids' game room and an X1 now in the living room as well. When you open up the app, you can actually select the hub that you want to navigate or work on. So your phone can control all 3 of the hubs at any time. One of the things that I didn't like about the X1 that they fixed with the X1S was fixing an activity. So if, for example, I have an activity set up, say like watch a Blu-ray player, and I upgrade my Blu-ray player, and I'm like, oh, I want to watch a new Blu-ray. In order to change that before, you had to create a whole new activity. Now you can actually edit the activity and swap out the device. That to me is huge. I really like that, especially for me as I'm reviewing a lot of devices and I swap them in and out. Now, one of the things that I also like is because I review a lot of products and I get a lot of them in, a lot of times I get the remote controls before they would ever hit the Sofabaton app. You can learn those remote controls. And not only that, after you learn those remote controls, you can then share that code base with Sofabaton and other users. And so that way people can get access to those remote controls immediately. Now this Sofabaton is the same as far as battery goes. If you do want to charge it, you just use the USB-C cable that comes with it and charge it. And if you use something like the new Wielanda theater chairs that I recently reviewed, you can plug it right into the theater chair. That way it never loses charge. Although they've made some changes to this, they haven't made all the changes that I would like to see. I've already mentioned that I would like it to be laid out differently. It's just not comfortable to always be pressing the main buttons down here. It would be nice if the main buttons, play, pause, were more towards the middle or top middle of the screen, or at least make the screen touchscreen. Also, one of the things that I think is absolutely necessary nowadays is voice functionality. Almost every app that I use on the television has some type of voice search. Whether you're searching for a show or an actor or an actress or something, you have a button to be able to search for that, and this doesn't have that. It's really a functionality that I wish they could have included. Unfortunately, I don't see any microphone on this, so I don't see how they could add it to the remote control. My only hope is that in the future, they could add it to the app. So that way you could at least have that functionality via your phone or a tablet so that you could actually add that voice searching. But as far as universal remote controls go, there's not a lot out there. And when we're talking about affordable universal remote controls, there's even less. Something that does this, like the old Harmony remote control, which by the way, I think this is absolutely a Harmony replacement for someone that has a Harmony and they need to upgrade because of something broke or something of that nature. This is finally what I would consider a Harmony replacement. It is by far the best priced universal remote control that I know of. Now, if you like this video and you want some honest feedback on products when I receive them, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And please don't forget to like the video. All right, guys, this is Toys DIY Audio, and I'm out.